Hello, how's everyone doing today? Welcome back. So, today it's really freaking cold outside. So, we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to do a little bit of an unboxing. So, I received this in the mail today, and I'm excited. I've been waiting for it since middle of December. The thing is about living in a northern community here, we don't really get mail that quick. So, let's see what is inside the box. If I get this freaking thing open. Okay, here we go. Ooh, I'm excited. Like I said, I've been waiting for this since the middle of December. And here we are. My Fate of Ophelia 7-inch. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's part of my, it's going to go in as part of my collection. I have a pretty, as some of you might have known, I've been collecting records now for a little bit. I have fan favorites such as, let me just get these organized. Sabrina Carpenter. Absolutely love her as an artist. I think she's an amazing artist, and I absolutely love her music. When I ordered that, I did manage to get one of the signed variants, so I actually framed the signature, and I keep it on my desk in my workspace inside to, I don't know, just to be there. I really enjoy it. And it kind of serves as inspiration for me as a person, like, trying to do things. And I just look at it and I'm thinking, man, she's super successful and she's just an amazing person. I love her personality. And that's kind of the way I not like her, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I'm probably messing it up, but it gives me the fortitude to move forward on things that I want to do. And then also, I figured while I was showing off this, I would actually show you more of what I've got. So, as you all know, that I'm also a big fan of Taylor Swift. So I ordered this. This is the summer spritz, I think it was called. I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, no, absolutely love it. And this is the one that I opened. I actually listened to that on my record player. Just like my Sabrina Carpenter records, I've opened those and I listen to those on my record player. The other thing I was lucky enough to get my hands on was both editions of these. Oh man, why am I blanking on the names of these? I forget the names they were called. But yeah, so these two are, I guess, sisters. I guess I would say they're both. It's just both from that collection. And we will move on. And then I managed to get this one. I did not get the other one, although I wanted to. It was sold out in the shop by the time I got to it. That was the only one that was left. And if you've ever bought anything off of a Taylor Swift shop, you understand. You really understand. So that's the one that I got. I was like, damn it, I did not get the other one, and that gets me. And then I have these two here, which also I got both. I was lucky enough to get both copies there. Oh man, I absolutely love the album. I think the album's amazing. I'm a more recent Swiftie, I guess you could say. Within the last 2 years, I've gotten into her music more, and I love all the image she embodies. I guess being kind to other people, not taking things for granted, hard work, loving everyone. Like that's just a community that I can really get behind and love. Like I think it's absolutely amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much all for that. Um, Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I love it. I've listened to this album a lot of times, and again, if you're a Taylor Swift fan, you understand that. Same thing with my Sabrina Carpenter habits. I think in 2025, I was close to around 35,000 minutes I listened to Sabrina Carpenter, which is a crazy amount. I had it playing just everywhere all the time. And unlucky for my coworkers, um, there's always Taylor Swift playing. I always or Sabrina Carpenter playing, or Taylor Swift. Actually, one of the two. It doesn't really matter. I've had both of them playing for quite a bit, and I work with a guy who's in his early 60s, and the other guy is in his mid 50s. And yeah, they listen to a lot. And some of my friends too, like they hear it lots because I listen to it all the time. Um, they it's to the point where they're memorizing the lyrics now because they've heard it so many times. Like I think the song "Man Child" by Sabrina Carpenter, I listened to it 458 times. I think throughout the run, I can't remember the statistics uh, completely because I did buy an app. It's called Stats FM, which is an app that tracks your Spotify listening habits, and I check it every once in a while. Like I made the lifetime purchase. I think it was on sale for like $6 or something like that, and I was like, yeah, I can get behind this. I'll track my habits, and yeah, man, I was in for an eye opener because like I listen to a lot of music. Um, I was given a bunch of other records, and another day I'll make another video about that, about the other records that I got. But those are all like classic records, like ACDC, Triumph, Loverboy, Brian Adams. What else we got? Believe it or not, I think actually I have a Celine Dion record. So I absolutely love music, and this is a great start to my what I'm calling my modern collection. And then I will always have my classic collection, and then of course I have my Spotify account. So a lot of the music I listen to is on Spotify. But yeah, no, this is what I've got for today. Essentially, there really isn't much else to do. It's minus 20, 22 outside feels like minus 32. So being outside today, not gonna fly. I don't really want to be out there. It's extremely frigid. This cold front is expected to last about a week, and then it's going to gradually transition into warmer weather. And then by February, I think they're calling for -10, which is I'm at this time of year, I'm not complaining. Like I think that's awesome. I would much rather -10 than that. So, mhm. So really, that's that for today. I just wanted to kind of change it up a little bit rather than showing off all the work I do because I mean that's that stuff there is never ending. It's shoveling snow. So I kind of wanted to change it up and show you guys a different side of me, a side that I've mentioned it a few times that I really enjoy Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, but I think I've never really gotten into detail about it. Um, the other thing I will do is I'll talk about how I got into their music. It actually started um, just when actually it started when the song Espresso came out. And before that, like I was like old country, classic rock and roll. Like I never really listened to anything new. And now obviously now I'm listening to a lot of this. Um, but my music tastes were kind of like stuck in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Early 90s, and then modern Nickelback and stuff like that, which I was actually really enthused when I went to their concert. That was a lot of fun. Absolutely amazing. But um yeah, so it started with Espresso, and then it just caught my ear, and I was like, man, like I love this song. I freaking love it. Right? So absolutely loved it. And just played it and played it and played it. And then the album Short and Sweet come out. And oh yeah, it was big. It was big for me. And then I started listening to the Short and Sweet album. And then I started diving back into her previous stuff. And then what happened was that was also the same year that the Eras tour was going on. So again, a lot of you will see or will understand. I never went to the Eras tour. I really wish I could have now. I'm very jealous of the people who got to go. Um, but I started listening to Taylor Swift more and more and more. And then eventually I was just like, man, like I love it so much. And then I started getting a little involved with the Swiftie community. And then I started talking to other people about Sabrina Carpenter, because the trouble here in my small town is there's not a lot of people who have the tastes that I have when it comes to music. Well, they have the taste that I used to have, I guess. We'll say like old classic rock and roll. Like, you slap on Bryan Adams' Summer 69, the whole room is jumping, right? But you play Taylor Swift and it's kind of like, because I don't know, like I just haven't found too many people in my community that are like that. Maybe it's just the people I hang around. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so then what happened was I got into the Eras tour. I started watching all the grainy videos, people live streaming it. And then I started connecting with some of the other Swifties around the world. And I absolutely just fell in love with the community. And then I started falling in love with the music. I've listened to a lot of her music now. I'm still learning some of it. Like I'll always ask questions to other people, like, oh, like what was going on here, and then they'll be like, oh, like this, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, like that's awesome. Like I love it. Um, but yeah, so then I got really into Taylor Swift, and then when The Life of a Showgirl was announced, I was all over that. Like I jumped on it. I was like, I gotta have it. I gotta have the records. And her and Sabrina Carpenter are gonna be the ones to kick this record collection off. And then someone had given me, it was funny because I thought that I would start with these and just add on to it. But then someone came up to me with a box of records and said, hey, Joe, I know you love music. Let me give you this. And I said, oh my God, like, wow. And then I started going through all the records and I was like, holy, there's so many old bands in that box of records. And I was like, this is awesome. So now I officially have a growing record collection, a love for vinyl. I just think, like, don't get me wrong, I love my Spotify. I love my ease of access to music wherever I go. But at the same time, I absolutely love the sound of vinyls. The vinyls are just absolutely amazing. Hearing things in analog, hearing things in analog is a lot different. It's a lot better. I love it. I just love the sound. And yeah, so that's pretty much the story of how I got into collecting vinyls and how I got into Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift. And it's just gone on from there. Um, Even playing music, like playing my guitar and stuff, I've been trying to learn some Taylor Swift songs, and I'm kind of struggling, I guess, to play it. Some of them are easy, some of them are a lot more complex, but absolutely love it. And I'm very enthused and grateful for getting all of these records and having them in my collection. The special variants are going to stay sealed because I'm going to start a wall and just have them all mounted up. The only one I opened, like I said, was this. I believe it was the Target one, I think, but it's the pink summer spritz one, and yeah, that was the only one that I opened, and it came with a poster, which I am actually actively trying to find a frame for it. It's one of those things I'll probably have to go to the city to get, but I'm gonna frame the poster, and the record itself is one that I'll spin on the table. The only other variant that I don't actually have is the original variant, which again is on my list. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy one of those record frames that have the slot for the record packaging, and then they have the slot for the vinyl itself. And I think I'm gonna do that for the original record. I'll buy two copies, one to spin on the table and one to sit inside the record thing, the record player. So yeah, I hope that everybody enjoyed this today. This is kind of a look into my one of my most um, happy sides of life. We'll say, not that I'm depressed or upset or anything, but like music for me is one of the biggest things in my life. Having eyesight issues, music is something that's just always been with me. My grandma used to play in a band. She kind of toured around playing the local bars around town or around this area because I mean we only have one bar here. But yeah, she played in a lot of bars, and it was stuff that I grew up in a more musical family, we'll say. Um, so I started loving music at an early age, and then what happened was years down the road, I started getting into music myself, and then now I have a guitar collection. I have a banjo, I have harmonicas, I have a small collection of instruments. I'm hoping to expand that this year. I'm looking at a drum set, and I'm also looking at a bass guitar, which I'm really excited for as well. We'll see what happens. That's things that I'm just hoping to add into my collection. I got to see how things go financially and everything. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of the intro. Um, Let me ask though, where do you sit on music? Who's your favorite artist? Leave that down in the comments. Let me know. Let's have a conversation about it. I think music is one of the best things ever because music is a lot different than other things in life. Music is that one thing that just everybody enjoys music. Music is just universally an amazing thing. I know a lot of people disagree on other topics, i.e. politics, um, oh, car brands, stuff like that. But music, I don't know, music is just there. Well, I guess music is kind of like car brands. I don't know what I'm thinking of here. I mean, I just don't see car brands that way because I guess I don't own one. There's no real point in me owning a car. Can't drive it. So music is just one of those things that I love. I love music. I listen to a lot of music. Like even on my Spotify, last year I think I was at 80,000 minutes on Spotify, and that's not even including my Amazon Music or my YouTube Music or various other ways that I've listened to music, listening to the radio. So I bet you in an average year I probably listen to about 120 to 130,000 minutes of music, and it's a huge part of my life. Like I absolutely love it. So let me know what you think about music and stuff. Let me know where you sit. I kind of want to understand where you sit on it. What artist is your favorite? What song is your favorite? Why is it your favorite? You know, just yeah, let's have a conversation about it. So yeah, feel free to just drop that down in the comments, and we'll talk about it. So, but other than that, there really isn't much today. I'm not going to shovel or anything because it's just way too cold out there, and I don't want to fight with that. But so I guess that's pretty much it for today. Everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me, and I'm very excited for this. Yeah. Have a great day, everybody. See you around. And if you like what you see, like and subscribe. See you next time.